How about them Mariners? We got more playoff baseball action. Let's talk some scene. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we got more playoff action for you. How about those M's, baby? 3 wins away from the first World Series ever. I am jacked up. I cannot believe we just won game 1, but we'll go over that in a recap because we went 2-1 over the weekend. We'll take it. We did lose that game today, or that bet today for the over, but you know what? The Mariners won, so I'm okay with it. But 2-1 on a nice 33-17 run the last 50, 16-9 in the playoffs. I'll take it because MLB playoffs are tough if you guys haven't been able to find that out yet. But we'll go over that recap in just a little bit. Quick reminder, Monday Night Football Best Bets video is out now. We talk and give our best bets for both Monday night games. That's right. We got a doubleheader going on. So be sure to check it out. But of course, any graphics you see in this video are from an app called OUTLIER, the best betting research tool on the market today. I use this every single day, all day. So click that link below. You get a 7-day free trial. All right, let's get into it. And I have a dad joke for you. So here we go. A friend of mine got kidnapped by a bunch of mimes. They did unspeakable things to him. In this video, we're going to recap the weekend, and then we're going to give you the good hitter matchups. I don't have any bad hitter matchups here for you today. And then we're going to talk some pitcher strikeout matchups, not elite matchups or anything, but again, we'll give you some info. And then the huge 2-game pitcher report. And then, of course, I'll give you my best bet for the Mariners and Jays Game 2. I'm going to give you 1 series bet and 1 Game 1 best bet for the Dodgers and Brewers, and then finish it with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Come join this awesome community. Let's get it rolling. And that means it's recap time. All right, there it is. The first one is one of the best green check marks I've ever put on here. The Mariners money line in Game 5 of the ALDS. I don't even know what to say. Plus 120. They are now 4-0 against Tariq Skubal this year. It was unbelievable. The craziest night of sports watching ever. 15-inning marathon, an instant classic. And somehow we pull it out. Jorge Polanco with the big hit. And we win it. I wasn't even thinking about hitting a plus 120 bet. I just cared about us advancing. But how about Brewers to win the series? They tried to blow it in Chicago, came back home, got the job done. So we are now 3-1 on series bets in the playoffs. And then the bet I just put in on Sunday, over 8 Seattle-Toronto. If you looked at that first inning, it looked like Mariners had first and third, 1 out. And then George Springer hit a home run in the bottom of the first. They were hitting line drive after line drive. I thought, there's going to be a lot of runs here. Nope. The Mariners retired 23 of the next 24 Blue Jays to win the game. It was absolutely insane. 3-1. The over never had a chance. So that was a bad read there. But again, 16-9 in the playoffs. It is tough to find value in the playoffs, but luckily we're getting some winners. And then as you see there, and we already mentioned, 33-17 in the last 50 bets. So that's what we got for the weekend recap. Now let's talk some hitter matchups. All right, we got 5 good hitter matchups for you today, and they are all, no, not all. 4 of the 5 are Blue Jays against Logan Gilbert. So Vlad, 6 for 15. With a couple ding-dongs off of Gilbert. Alejandro Kirk, 4 for 12 off Gilbert. You see Jimenez there, 3 for 9. And then Santander, 3 for 9 with a home run off of Logan Gilbert as well. Christian Yelich, 2 for 16, 2 singles against Blake Snell. That's right, 2 games, good pitchers. That's all we got for the good hitter matchups. Now, let's take a look at some Ks. All right, as you can see, we have no great pitcher strikeout matchups here today, but let's just talk some notes about some high strikeout pitchers on the mound today. Savage versus the Mariners. M, 7th highest K rate versus righties last 3 weeks, 28.5%. Savage, 27 Ks and 19.1 innings in the regular season playoffs. We may talk about that a little bit later, but Logan Gilbert at the Toronto Blue Jays, you guys have known all year. Toronto, 3rd lowest K rate versus righties. They just don't strike out. But you know what? He faced him on April 19th, long time ago. He had 9 strikeouts in 4.2 innings. Again, just a reminder, Bo Bichette also not in the lineup this whole series, and he is one of those low strikeout guys. But Blake Snell at Milwaukee. This is an interesting one because Milwaukee has the lowest K rate versus lefties in the last 3 weeks, 14.9%. I mean, they have been crushing lefties. Again, they have not been facing lefties like Blake Snell. So you cannot compare Matthew Boyd, Shota Imanaga to Blake Snell. But Snell, how about 46 Ks in the last 32 innings in his last 5 starts? I mean, he's as good as it gets, so it's going to be a great matchup there. But just want to give you guys some info, even though there wasn't any elite pitcher strikeout matchup. So that's what we got there. Now let's take a look at the pitcher report. All right, here are the 2 games for the day, and we start in Toronto with Logan Gilbert versus Trey Yesavage. Gilbert, you guys know, he's one of the better pitchers in the major leagues. Dealt with some injuries earlier this year. That's why it's only 131 innings, but huge strikeout rate, low walk rate. So he threw 85 pitches on October 7th, so nice 5-day rest. But the only difference is he was used out of the bullpen, as you guys know, in Game 5 for 34 pitches. Obviously these guys throw bullpens and things like that. That just happened to be in live action, so I think he's going to be fine here, though. And then you Savage for the Blue Jays, coming off an absolute gem versus the Yankees last start. 5.1 no-hit innings with 11 Ks. Just absolutely unreal for a rookie to do that. And then next one, Blake Snell versus I don't know. Honestly, the Brewers are just holding back. It might be Quinn Priester. It might be Jose Quintana. I really don't know what they're doing here. But Blake Snell, we know, one of the more unhittable starting pitchers in the league right now. In his last 5 starts overall, giving up 3 earned runs and just 14 hits in his last 32 innings. 14 in his last 32. It's been unbelievable how he looks right now. But anyways, that's what we got for the entire 2-game pitcher report and all the research help. Now it is time for the best bets. All right, we head back out to Toronto where the Blue Jays host the Seattle Mariners for Game 2. Jays on the money line minus 132, Mariners money line plus 109 with a total of 7.5 runs. What are we doing playing at 1 o'clock my time in the middle of the day, one of the biggest games of the season? I know it's Monday Night Football, but I don't know what's going on. MLB has got to find a way to get these games on when people can actually watch the game. But either way, my best bet in this game, it's not a side. It's a player prop. Give me Trey Savage over 5.5 Ks. Got this at plus 102 on FanDuel, 4.5 unit. I'm not going to like rooting for this one. Let's just be honest with you. Obviously, I'm going to be rooting all things Mariners. But let's talk Savage. He has been, a savage on the mound. He has been nasty splitter with some gas. He's coming off that 11 strikeout start versus the Yankees. His whiff rate, chase rate has been solid, although it's all in a very small sample size. The advantage he has here is he's facing a Mariners offense that has not seen him yet. The first time he saw the Rays this year, 9 Ks. First time he saw the Yankees, well, you saw it, 11 strikeouts in 5.1 innings. The only bad start he had was against the Royals, where he only had 2 Ks. He got knocked out early, gave up 4 earned runs, things like that. But they're a low K team anyway. So the Mariners not a low K team. We've come up with some clutch hits to get us through the playoffs, but we still have way too much swing and miss in our game. And that's what we are. We live or die by the home run, too many swing and miss. But in the ALDS versus Detroit, this is what's crazy. Troy Melton, the rookie, was the only starting pitcher that didn't have at least 6 Ks versus the Mariners. And Troy Melton only went 4 innings, and he still had 4 Ks. Casey Mize went 3 innings against us and had 6 Ks. Jack Flaherty, only 3.1 innings, still had 6 Ks. It doesn't take a lot of innings to get 6 Ks against us. Overall, the books have his line juiced at 13.5 outs. It might move to 14.5 here soon, so we might expect close to around 5 innings here. 6 Ks in 5 innings versus this Mariners offense, like I've mentioned. I mean, they struck out 12 times in 6.1 innings against Mize and Flaherty. You've seen it there. We know what they did against Skubal. Skubal had 428 strikeouts in Game 5. It was absolutely insane. So, this is a risky one. Again, it's hard to find value here. Everything is really sharp, and predicting playoff games and when they're going to get pulled and all that can be really tough. So if he struggles early after losing Game 1, maybe he gets pulled, and this is a tough one to hit, obviously. But if he pitches well, I think 5.5 Ks is very doable. He could even go 3-4 innings, give up a couple hits, maybe a run or two, and still get 6 Ks. We've already seen it against the Mariners last round. So give me Savage over 5.5 Ks as my first best bet. All right, this next one takes us out to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where the Brew Crew hosts the LA Dodgers. Dodgers on the money line minus 157, Brewers on the money line plus 128 with a total of 8 runs. So we have not talked about this series at all. I have a series bet for you, and then I'll get into Game 1 best bet. My series bet here, Brewers plus 1.5 games, minus 104 on FanDuel. I'm 3-1 on series bets. Let's make it 4-1. This is crazy. I know. I get it. Everyone's all on the Dodgers right now. But let's talk about the Brewers. And again, plus 1.5 games means they just got to force a Game 7. They don't have to win the series to cash this bet. The Brewers, we know, finished with the best record. They do all the intangibles well for winning baseball. No huge weaknesses. Home field advantage. And by the way, they finished 55-29 at home this year. They're 3-0 in the playoffs at home. Now, the matchup. They faced the Dodgers 6 times. Guess what they did? They went 6-0. They beat them every single time. I know it's the playoffs. I know it's going to be tougher. I know we got Blake Snell, Yamamoto in prime form, a bullpen that has better pitchers coming out of it now. But still, 6-0 against this team in the regular season, home field advantage, and I don't even need them to win the series. I just need them to push it to Game 7 and cash this one. They got the monkey off their back a little bit, winning that NLDS, which you kind of saw with the Mariners. They won the ALDS. which was something they needed to do. That's for sure for the franchise. They felt a lot of pressure. I think they play a little more loose here. Obviously, the top of this lineup can do some damage. Terang, Yelich, Contreras, Vaughn, guys like that. So I like the Brew Crew at plus 1.5 games as my series bet for this one. Now, for my game one best bet, I'm going with the Dodgers first 5 innings money line, minus 140 on bet 365 for a half unit. This one is juicy. I get it. I don't usually go to minus 140. This is minus 145 on BetMGM and ESPN Bet. Obviously, if it ties after 5 innings, we just void it. We move on. You could go Dodgers minus a half run in the first 5 innings if you want to tail this bet. But let's talk about it. Snell versus maybe Quintana, maybe Priester. Let's talk Snell first, but we know how good he's been. I mean, since September 1st, how about a 2.25 ERA? And that's over 24 innings, 0 home runs allowed, 207 average against, 1.08 whip. He's been absolute nails. Dodgers in the last 5 games on the first 5 innings money line when Snell's pitching, 4-1. All 4 wins were also by 2+ runs. So, like I said, I don't mind that minus a half in the first 5 as well. Snell has not faced the Brewers yet this year. Now, for the Brewers, again, we're taking a chance here because we don't know who's really on the mound, but I know it's not Peralta, and I know some of these other pitchers, Quintana or Priester. If it's Quintana for a few innings, he gave up 5 earned runs in 12 innings versus the Dodgers this season. Not a guy who misses many bats at all, as you guys probably know, but he's good to give up a run or two, assuming he pitches long enough to do that. But if it's Priester, he did pitch 6 shutout innings against the Dodgers earlier. It's hard to know how many innings he's going to pitch if he is. Is he going to be the opener, or is he going to come in maybe not till the 3rd, 4th, and 5th inning? All these things we're kind of trying to predict right now, but he's better than Quintana, obviously. But again, on this one, I just need like 1 or 2 runs scratched across, and I think we're okay here. But offenses, both teams have hit lefties very well. Obviously, these are 2 lineups swinging the bat well right now. Brewers swinging it really well at versus lefties, like I mentioned. Not a ton of power in the last 3 weeks to 30 days against lefties, but Snell doesn't give up power anyway. So bullpens, I'm not even going to mess with it. I don't know what arms are being used and all that. I'm just going to stick with the first 5 here. So this bet, if you can't tell, it's mostly about Blake Snell. He's good. He should be good 5 to 6 innings. Maybe he gives up 1 earned run, maybe 0. And again, I just need an offense like the Dodgers to score 1 or 2, and I think we got a chance here. So you heard the numbers on the pitcher report. Snell's been absolutely phenomenal. So even in a tie, it's just a void. But give me the Dodgers first 5 innings money line. That is my final best bet on the video. But of course, before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. My best bets for Monday. Trey Savage over 5.5 Ks plus 102 on FanDuel for a half unit. Dodgers first 5 innings money line minus 140 on bet 365 for a half unit. And then my series bet Brewers plus 1.5 games. Just got to force a game 7 to cash it. Got that at minus 104. So that's what we got. Thank you guys for listening all season long as we are getting right down to the end of things. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Go check out that Monday Night Football Best Bets video. I would appreciate it. But hope you have a great Monday, and we'll talk to you soon.